Now, if you clicked on this video, it's probably because you've been obsessing and frustrated and maybe even having bad dreams about earning this trophy right here, the Craftsman trophy in Dying Light the Beast. And that's why I'm making this video, is to fully explain how to do it and the most efficient possible way. I kind of looked online and there wasn't really any videos, to my surprise, that kind of actually fully explain what's recommended. Now, the trophy is kind of vague. It says upgrade all blueprints. Well, I'm here to tell you that you don't need to upgrade all the blueprints. So to save you time, what I did is I went ahead and I compiled a list on the blueprints that do count towards it, because there's some that don't count. And those would be the ones that when you receive them, they're already legendary, so those don't count towards it, right? So anything right here, for example, we're going to go through these one by one. The bleeding knife, if you see, this is, I've already upgraded it to legendary, and it has the arrows on the left side of where it says total damage. That lets you know that that blueprint has been upgraded. Okay, same thing with the bleeding mine. The decoy, you don't have to worry about. Exploding knife, it counts. Now, also, not all of these are required. These are just the ones that I did. There's a total of 53 blueprints in the base game, and you only need to do 49, upgrade them to legendary. So, as I'm going through these here, these are all the ones that I did. And an example of one that doesn't count is the Spaz decoy. See how it doesn't have the arrows? That's because you received that blueprint at legendary status already, so that won't count. Shock knife counts, shock mine counts, throwing knife counts. You also have to keep in mind that you need to fully upgrade, even though they don't go to legendary, the two tools, the grappling hook and the UV flashlight, also need to be upgraded to at least epic, because that's as far as they go. The bandage counts, and then you got your damage booster, endurance booster. The last hand of Glova does not count, because that's a legendary when you already receive it, and that's a secret item anyways. But the secret weapons, they do count, and I did use some of them. So I'm going to have a full list of all 53 of the base game blueprints in the description, so no need to pause the video here or rewind it multiple times. You can just look. I'll have the full list of all the blueprints that count towards it. None of the ammo, it doesn't matter. You can't upgrade any of the ammo, so we don't have to worry about that. Now, also, now moving on to the weapons here. If you're just starting out, or like kind of, maybe halfway into the game or whatever, start working on these as soon as possible, because you don't want to end up in a situation like I did, to where I was like pretty much fully done with the game and I had hardly any like blueprints upgraded to legendary, because I was more focused on like just using the weapons that I found and liked the most. And with as much of a grind as this trophy is, the sooner you start working on it, the better. Chances are, if you're watching this, you've already completed the game and all the optional side quests and stuff. So, yeah, just keep that in mind. Also, there's a set of gear that will really, really help out as far as like the speed goes of how long this is going to take you. So like the Spectral Bat, for example, that is part of like the Pilgrim's Outpost. Like you get that if you're like signed up for that, and you've played previous Dying Light titles. Any of those items, like this one is as well, the Birding Wolf Axe, these are items that are not in the base game, but they do count towards the legendary, towards the Craftsman trophy. The flamethrower doesn't count. The grenade launcher doesn't count, because when you find those are already legendary. The Hellhound, there's another example of one that I haven't upgraded to legendary, but if I had, it would have counted. So the Follower crossbow, that was part of DLC. So again, any of the weapons that you acquire through like a pre-order bundle, or if you got the deluxe edition, or any of the bonus weapons that were given to you through your Pilgrim's Outpost, those do count towards the 49 that you need in total. And the weapon mods as well. These are some of the more grindier ones, I would say. They take a lot of resources for some reason to get all the way up to legendary. So as you can see, I focused the least on those because I just really was more focused on the weapons. And there's even a handful of that I didn't find, some of the weapon mods in the game. There's actually quite a few blueprints I never even found. So it doesn't, the reason I'm saying that is because the trophy says all blueprints, but you only need to do 49. Any 49 will count. And I'm showing this as proof. This is, I think I have 49 or 50 right here, maybe. I think I did one more. And this is footage I've recorded today at the time of this recording. This method I'm going to show you hasn't been altered or changed by any hotfixes or anything. This is being recorded on October the 12th. So I don't use any exploits or anything. I just do a farming technique, and it's still working as of today. So I'm going to show you the method here, and we'll get into like how fast you can actually do it. Okay, so first off, as I mentioned before, the scavenger gear set is going to help you extremely. It gives you a percentage boost. Each item that you have equipped will give you like a percentage boost. So I have the whole set equipped here, and I'm not going to show you where it is because I don't have footage for that. But if you've beaten the game and you've done all the side quests, chances are you probably do have this gear set. So just make sure that you have this set in one of your loadouts when you're going to go do your loot runs, because it will save you a lot of time. Again, not required, but definitely something I recommend doing. Just keep in mind that the armor is very low, so if you're going to want to avoid combat basically, because you can get taken down pretty easily. Now here's an example of where we're going to start this, right? So the gear vendor inside the town hall, as you can see, he doesn't have any resources as of right now because I just bought them all. But what I'm going to show you first is the little trick on top of a couple other tricks, that how he replenishes his stock. It doesn't matter about time, like sleeping or anything. That's not going to help. What happens is if you leave the town hall, I'm going to show you. You leave the town hall, you get a certain distance away, and you return, and all of his resource stock is going to replenish. Now it might vary on what he has, as far as amounts and what he actually has. Like when I got the trophy, he never had cordyceps. Okay, so I had to go elsewhere for that. Now it seems, I don't know if they've patched it in or if it's just a random occurrence, but I noticed while recording this footage for you guys that when I went back to him, he has cordyceps. The reason I'm even bringing up cordyceps is because it's used. You need it for some of those damage boosters to get those to legendary, along with like lavender and chamomile and stuff like that. And those normally he didn't have on hand, but now all of a sudden he does. So you might not need to go elsewhere, but still towards the end of the video, I'm going to show you a good place to get cordyceps and chamomile and lavender. So just keep that in mind. Once we're back here and his stock's replenished, you're going to want to buy everything. Don't worry about money. As you can see, I got like 17,000. Don't worry too much about spending all your money, because as you're doing these runs, you're also going to be finding a bunch of sellable loot. So when you return back to him, you're going to make back almost the same amount of money that you spent on buying those. So that's step one. And for step two, we're going to leave the town hall, and we're only going to go to 2 different places. Now, there's a couple other ones that you can go to, but they're a lot larger spaces. And like I'll show you right here, the places we're going to go is the mega store and the pharmacy, because they're very close together. And there's actually a trick that you can do in looting them. Once you've looted the whole place, you can basically go back to the other one immediately, and almost all of the resources will be back. And as a bonus, the zombies are already dead. These apartments right here, the Station Square apartments, is another good place to go for like specifically for like manuals. But it takes a long time because it's a really big place to like navigate through and find them. And I don't have the areas memorized like I do with these two. Like I memorize where the manual pages spawn, and they spawn there every single time, no matter what. They can differ on what type of manual page they are, but they're always in the same exact spot. So as you can see, I have my gun ready, and I'm going to go in here and try to just shoot as many zombies as you can to clear them out quicker, because the zombies, even if you make noise in here, they can't get inside. So it's just a quicker way. It's not necessary, but it's a quicker way to like start your looting. So as you can see, I didn't have enough bullets to take them out. My aim wasn't very good. I haven't played in a while, but either way, it's just a little quicker method to get rid of the infected before you can start looting. And remember too, looting the corpses will earn you quite a good amount of valuables and resources as well. So once you've taken care of the zombies, we're going to start looting. And as you can see, when I must have just looted this the last time I played it, because everything's kind of already been looted in the room. But the reason I'm leaving this in here is to show you that we're going to return back here, and I'm speeding it up, and this is all one run. I don't have any cuts, so I just wanted to make that clear that I didn't cut out any footage here. This is all one run, like, and you just repeat it multiple times, go back to the craft table, and do as many legendaries as you can each time you do these loot runs. There's a weapon here that spawns all the time. You can pick that up. It's always a different weapon. Pick it up and just dismantle it and get a little bit of extra resource. That's not required, but since you're there, you might as well do it. And if you've seen when I picked up that manual page too, and it's right there, that's always going to spawn a manual. That spot will always spawn a manual, and it could be expert, it could be legendary, it could be intermediate, but there will always be a manual in that location. Now, moving along, we're going to go right down here, just right around the corner to the pharmacy, and we're going to loot that place. And basically, we're just going to be repeating this process. So try to avoid combat. You want to make this fast and as efficient as possible. And like I said, your armor is very low with this gear set. So just take out the zombies in here. And you can see as I'm using the Survivor Sense, this store is fully stocked. It has it has everything that it would normally have. So just go around, loot the bodies, and loot everything that you possibly can. Also, so that you don't miss anything, constantly like spam the Survivor Sense button. That way you don't miss anything. There's been a lot of times where I got into a rhythm and forgot to do that. Like, for instance, these things on the walls here, they always have wiring. And wiring is like the #1 resource pretty much for all legendary to upgrade all blueprints. I don't know why, but it's and this is right here. This is also keep that spot in mind, because there's always going to be a blueprint or a manual page there. But yeah, wiring is the #1 resource required. I was always running low on wiring every single time. And that's why I'm showing you these two places, because specifically the last one, we're going to go back there in a minute and you'll see how much wiring you can get there. But just doing one of these runs, like hitting the gear vendor and then running out to these two locations, looting it until everything's gone, going back to the vendor, buying all the resources because he'll be stocked up, you should be able to do 2 to 3 legendaries at a time each time you do a run. Granted that they're already kind of like ready to be upgraded to legendary. If you have like 10 things that are already upgraded to epic, and you do this method, you can probably get 2, 3, maybe 4, depending on how many legendary manual pages you find, expert manual pages. And this is another area where, see, this is an expert one here. There's always going to be a manual page in that location. So in that location, and over here behind the counter where I showed you where we picked up the previous one, there's always going to be 2 manual pages in this store every single time. So yeah, you can get, by doing this method, you could get like, I would say anywhere from 2 to 5 blueprints upgraded to legendary, as long as they're already at epic. So once I found this method, it cut a lot of time out, and I was able to finally achieve the trophy after, it probably took me like 4 days of playing, you know, a few hours here and there, going on these loot runs. But I figured, I took a look at to see, you know, I've been kind of caught up with Ghost of Yote. There's a manual page there. Just keep that in mind. It's always going to be there. And as you can see, we just left this area, right? But now all the resources are back. The first time we came in here, they weren't here, but now they're here. So that's proof that they respawn the longer you're away from the place, and the further away you're from the place, they'll respawn. And the good thing about this method is that you come in here and the zombies are already dead, so you don't even have to worry about that, which just makes it even faster, right? So now we're going to head back to the town hall, and the vendor, his stock should be replenished also. And I'm assuring you, this is all one shot. I didn't cut out anything. I'm just speeding it up for time purposes. Go back to the vendor, and you can see, boom, all of his stuff is replenished. And he's even got cordyceps again. And wiring down there. I mean, it's only 6, but with the amount that we just picked up during that one run, you're going to see here, I'm going to show you. We're going to buy all this stuff, and I'm going to upgrade it, do a couple of legendary upgrades just to show you that this method works. Even though I have the trophy, I still upgrade. I think I do 3 because I ended up with 3 legendary manual pages. So yeah, so see, I can upgrade. I could do a total of 4 if I had one more page, but as you can see, I upgrade all of these, do 3 legendary. So that one run, I was able to get enough resources to do 3 legendaries. And I know 49 sounds like a daunting number, but it goes by faster once you understand what is necessary to earn the trophy, and you're using the resources and your time correctly. And once you have it done, you'll earn the trophy and probably the platinum as well. Now this here, I just wanted to show you this real briefly. These, if you're having trouble finding cordyceps from the vendor, this is a good location. There's like this little, like, I don't know what you would call it. It's not marked on the map. I just came across it, and it's a good place to farm. Cordyceps, lavender, chamomile, all that stuff is right here. Specifically the cordyceps on this tree stump here. And then if you just kind of like leave the area, if you need more, leave the area, just kind of run for a minute or 2, come back, and it'll all be replenished. And once you do so, and you do your 49th legendary and done the flashlight and grappling hook, you'll get the sound that we all love to hear. The trophy will pop. And that'll be all for this one. Thank you so much for watching. Applerski out.